Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Smash JT. IGN still can't get their shit together. I was all ready to give them the benefit of the doubt after the Filip Miucin situation, plagiarism, and how he clearly was copying material from other reviewers, other YouTubers, other people on other websites, literally lifting word for word essays on reviews and claiming them as his own. We just kind of gave IGN the benefit of the doubt with that being an isolated incident. But now there's a second person at IGN, and while it's not plagiarism, it's definitely questionable. JT. Calum Marsh, IGN staff reviewer who was given the task of reviewing Borderlands 2 VR on the PSVR, gave it a 3 out of 10, which was shocking on its own right, with being a game that people would expect to be at least half decent. A 3 out of 10 is a miserable score. And people started looking into this, wondering why it got such a low score. What's going on with this? Turns out, he didn't know how to open the options menu. He didn't even bother looking to see if there was a way to fix any of the issues that he claimed to have while playing the game. This is something that is the most basic of things when you start playing a video game. I personally need to have controls inverted. If I started playing a game and the controls weren't inverted, I wouldn't say this game sucks. I'd say, let me pause it, go to the options menu, and see if I can invert the controls. That's something that Calum did not do while playing through Borderlands 2 on the PSVR. He said that it moves slow and sluggish.
When we dream of playing our old favorite games in virtual reality, what are we really envisioning? Probably not an awkward, unwieldy, often defective-seeming port that reimagines a looter shooter beloved for its nimble action as a sluggish and clumsy slog. Another hallmark of Borderlands is its brisk, fluid rhythm. Borderlands 2 VR is ludicrously slow by comparison. Firefights are glacial.
Well, there's a way to change the speed settings. He said that you can't strafe, that you can't jump, that it feels nothing like Borderlands, and the Borderlands experience has been stripped down to the core just to fit PSVR and so that you don't get motion sickness.
Because the speed of your movement has been slowed dramatically in an effort to reduce the risk of motion sickness. Whether you're free roaming with the DualShock 4 or teleporting with move wands, there's no way to sprint, strafe, jump, or spin.
That's not true either, because streamers have shown that you're able to strafe, that you're able to jump. Literally everything that he said about why this game was negative and not good is fixable by going to the options menu. Now IGN has come out and addressed this in a statement on their website, taking the review down and saying, "It's never our intention to mislead our readers and viewers or misrepresent any developer's work. Unfortunately, this review was not careful enough in verifying assumptions about Borderlands 2 VR's movement and comfort options. Because we definitely don't want reviews based on incorrect information, we've removed it." And I would like to give IGN the benefit of the doubt when it comes to this Calum dude and reviewing the game. But honestly, if you're not gonna pause the game and go with the options to see if there's any way to fix your issues, what the hell are you even doing? Why are you reviewing a game in the first place? Even if there was a way to fix it, wouldn't you want to investigate that to find out if you could fix it, if it made it any better or worse? I mean, isn't that kind of the whole point of reviewing a game for people? To let them know, hey, this is what I liked about it, this is what I didn't like about it. Oh, I had to go to the options to change these menus, I had to fix these things, and it didn't come custom like that. I had to adjust them all myself. That's a fair gripe. But you didn't even go to the options, you didn't change anything. In the review it shows the first level of the game. I'm starting to wonder if he even played this game past the first level, if he just rushed through making a review off a bunch of assumptions instead of actually playing the game, which begs the question of what are we even doing as gamers right now, as people in professional positions reviewing games? Why are you there? If you don't enjoy the game, if you don't enjoy playing games, if you don't enjoy anything about video games, why are you at a video game company reviewing video games for them? This is the most half-assed, tragic attempt at a review for a video game that I've seen since Filip Miucin straight up plagiarized somebody. But at least he copied somebody who knew what they were doing and gave a good review of a game. This dude, Calum, didn't even play the game. He literally reviewed a game without playing it.
A new feature exclusive to VR called Badass Mega Fun Time is a bullet time power that makes combat even slower. If this was thrown in as a quick fix for situations where the controls are in the way, it does at least as much harm as good.
And no, I don't count playing a game for 10 minutes enough to review a game, which clearly, based off the information here, is about how much time he spent on it. And this is completely embarrassing for IGN. 2 times in like 4 months, they've been embarrassed by their review team. This is crazy. I can't believe I'm actually making another video about IGN's reviewers. I could only imagine what the high-class professional reviewers at IGN, which there are some over there still. I don't want to just berate the entire team, but there are some over there that this gives them a really bad name. And if I worked for IGN right now, I poured my heart and soul into the reviews, into the games that I play, and I see some jackoff just write a quick review of a game just to get it out there, I'd be BS pissed at this dude. I would not let that stand. I would definitely be saying something to upper management about their review process, how they go about interviewing people to get jobs at IGN, what kind of previous qualifications they have, and honestly, deep down, do they truly have a passion for gaming? Because if not, why are you employing these people at a company that clearly doesn't fit their needs and match what they need in their life? IGN continues with saying, "We've started over with a different reviewer and hope to have a new, factually accurate review up by the end of the coming week. We apologize for the error and thank you for bearing with us." Well, thank you IGN for being so forthcoming and honest with how ridiculously bad this review was from this guy. I don't care if he's got a track record a million miles long for good reviews. Anybody that puts a half-ass attempt in a professional review should be canned immediately. Looking at Borderlands 2, Gearbox, who makes this game, I know how much work they put into it. I know how much passion this project was for them. And then just to have someone half-ass it to get it out because they have a deadline to meet is complete BS. That affects the sales of Gearbox. That affects lives and jobs at a game company. You have a responsibility to put the best review forward that you can do. And if the game sucks, by all means, give it a crappy review score. Give it a 3 out of 10. But don't half-ass it and say the game sucks, not even checking the options menu, not even figuring out the button layout, not even figuring out anything about the game, and just slamming it left and right before you even know how to even play the game. This is downright ludicrous, and I don't want people coming at me saying, "Oh, you're being way over the top of the situation. You're not even looking at it right." No, you know, I used to work in the video game industry. I know how much work these developers put into their games, and I know for a fact that their lives are affected based off review scores from quote-unquote professional review sites, which is what IGN is looked at by the vast majority of the public. And I know a lot of people will look at that and be like, "Oh, I don't look at them as professional." Yeah, that's you. I'm talking about the vast majority of people out there. IGN is a gigantic site. They have a gigantic reach and they influence purchases. And if somebody's gonna give a bad review score, they damn well better back it up with facts instead of just throwing words in there and saying, "Hey, sounds good, let's call it a day. On to the next game." That is not fair to Gearbox, it's not fair to 2K Games, it's not fair to anybody involved with this project, and thankfully IGN took it down, but now I'm legitimately questioning anything coming out of IGN going forward. And I know the Filip Miucin thing was an isolated incident. 1 time's a mistake, 2 times is a trend. I'm watching IGN going forward here, and I'm hoping I don't see this again, because honestly, it could spell doom for them. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today, but let me know in the comments below, how do you feel about IGN? Do you think this is just a one-off situation, or I guess a 2-off situation now? Or are you kind of looking at IGN as a terrible news source and people shouldn't check it out? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.
Sad, because we've seen other shooters like Doom and Killing Floor willing to make ground-up changes to translate their gameplay into virtual reality. But Borderlands 2 VR clumsily shoehorns itself into VR with no tactile pleasure, no full-body physicality, and no added sense of wonder in the virtual world. Why make a VR version of Borderlands 2 at all if you can't capture at least some of what's great about the original?
You know, that's a great question, but I got a better question. Why would you review a game that you clearly haven't played more than a half hour?
And for everything else, stick with us here at IGN.